All right, everybody. Welcome to the reading today. I thought I might take a look at the full moon in Leo that's happening next week. It keeps showing up in a lot of the readings, especially in the extendeds when we've been talking about new information coming in. I keep getting the moon card with that. So the Leo full moon that's happening on the 12th of February is at 24 degrees of Leo. And it is Leo is a very, sort of beautiful energy, this creative, expansive energy. And how you basically would take a look at Leo for yourself is to take a look at where you have Leo in your birth chart. Okay. And if you don't know, you can just go grab my newsletter and you'll get a link to a free class about how to understand your birth chart. It's on the website. You just go to the website and up will pop a pop up that says, hey, you want to join our newsletter. So do that and you'll get a link to the newsletter and to the free class of birth chart learning. Chart learning. Leo at 24 degrees, the thing that jumps out at me is that Leo is squaring Uranus and Taurus. And when there's a square, that means there's tension. And what is Uranus? Uranus, surprise. All right, surprises. And what is Taurus? Taurus is about the earth. So there can be some unexpected weather events. There could be, we had an earthquake here in Maine 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago now. And, that's certainly shocking in Maine. That doesn't happen very often. And that was rather shocking. It rattled all of my dishes and wow, that was incredible. So pay attention to that because there's a square basically is something needs to get your attention, and the only way to get your attention is to hit you upside the head with a bag of oranges. Okay? That's what a square is. And it takes on the energy of the planet it's squaring, which is Uranus, which is surprise. And the moon, this is a full moon. So this is like information. Uranus is also information. It's connected to the internet. It's connected to technology. And so there can be something coming through technology that is like a big surprise to everybody. So I want you to pay attention to that. It's also squaring Scorpio. There are no planets transiting in Scorpio, but you might have personal planets in Scorpio. So this is something dramatic that's about to happen. So I'm gonna do a reading about this right now. And I also want to draw your attention to the fact that the Leo moon at 24 degrees, this is not a degree thing. It's just an energetic thing that, Leo is, always trining Sagittarius and Aries. And so there are, Venus is in Aries right now and Chiron is in Aries right now. So what that means is a trine is very nice supportive energy. So anything that has heart, anything that has, really coming from a place of love is going to be supported, which is nice to hear. Also, that Chiron energy, healing is going to be supported by this expansion. So if there's some kind of truth that comes out that supports your healing, awesome. Okay. Wherever you have Aries and Sag in your chart, just know it is trining that Leo full moon. Sextiling, 60 degrees, another nice kind of flowy energy. We do have Lilith at 24 degrees of Libra. So it makes me feel like there's some energy coming from women, coming from the female collective. And we have Venus. Venus is much more like sweet energy, sweet feminine energy. Lilith is kind of like, hey, did you not hear what I had to say? Here's a bag of oranges again. So Lilith, I feel like Lilith is really taking center stage. Lilith is in Libra, and Libra is about, if we're going to make this relationship work, you're going to have to hear me. Okay? You're going to have to hear me. And we also have just one final thing. Full moons are moon opposite the sun. So the sun is in Aquarius right now, and the moon is in Libra, in the Leo, in the opposite sign. What's also in Aquarius right now, Mercury, communication, something coming out very suddenly, and Pluto is in Aquarius. And that is about something needs to die in order for a rebirth to happen. So this could happen through some kind of information explosion, through technology, disseminated out through technology, something like that. So let's just ask Spirit more about this particular sitch that we're going to be dealing with Leo. Don't struggle with the story at all. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if this story resonates for you, I'm particularly reading the collective right now. So some of you may feel more aligned with this story than others. You know, you don't have to fight with the story. If it's not for you, just leave it behind. But other people may be impacted. I also just saw the affluence card, and there's something with Taurus. Remember what I said about it being square to Uranus and Taurus. Taurus is also about money. So there can be something coming out that's shocking about money. All right. So let's see in the collective, right? So let's see what's going on here. Grounded. I like that. Stay grounded. Okay, here's Pluto. Power. We're asking the question about what can we expect from this full moon in Leo happening on the 12th of February. Courage, power, courage, and home. That's feminine energy. So remember what I said about Lilith and Venus being talking to or being activated in this full moon. So stay grounded here. There's something about this could be the power of women. This could be the power of women really making some kind of statement, stepping up, being center stage, or having to do that, like being forced to do that with that square. So that's something about Uranus is now direct. We also have Jupiter direct in Gemini, and so there can be some kind of, and the Mercury, so there can be some kind of communication that's rather shocking. Let's just see what the reading has to say. But that home card makes me feel it right away. I feel like the fourth house when I see this in astrology. And the fourth house is the house of your home and hearth and things that make you feel comfortable. Taurus is also what makes you feel comfortable. And there's something about ancestral lineage, the divine feminine ancestral lineage being empowered right now. So 4 of Cups underneath, the 3 of Pentacles. Look at that. This is like teamwork. Not unlikely teammates, but definitely teammates that may not have banded together in the past. Wow, look at this. 3 of Wands, and then here's the Empress. Oh my gosh. And then here's the Leo card. Courage, strength. We had the courage card up there. So this is divine. Wow, this is divine feminine energy really being empowered right now. Holy smokes. Let's see what's in the reading here. 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords, the 2 cards of moving away. 2 cards of moving away from what we'll have to see. 4 of Wands, I like that. That's celebration in the future. Ace of Cups, 9 of Cups, 2 of Cups. There's definitely something about a coming together. 4 of Swords, a coming together of a spiritual nature. The Knight of Wands, and the King of Swords. So that's Aquarius energy. This is Sagittarius energy. This is definitely something creative, something expansive. There's communication that is furthering an experience, something coming through during Leo time, this full moon in Leo. That looks like a full moon to me. And that is a divine feminine standing right there. We're moving towards some kind of celebration. And I feel like it is, you know, the dawn of a new day. This Leo full moon may help expand the power of the divine feminine. Or we're going to see how the divine feminine's power is being expanded and this Leo energy. Why is that? Okay, what is the communication? Talk to me about the communication that may be happening that expands divine feminine's power. Judgment, that's Archangel Gabriel. 5 of Swords, death. Holy poker, justice. Okay, so there is, you might find this in your personal life, or this may be, the global situation or whatever, but there's definitely somebody that has, take this however it resonates. Some of you have had people lie to you, and all of that's coming out now. The way they've handled the relationship with you has been very selfish and manipulative. Okay. Super selfish and manipulative. And this is going to come to the surface. It's almost like there's a ta-da moment. Ta-da. Okay. So this Judgment card is, Archangel Gabriel saying, see, I'm showing you the manipulation. It leads to some kind of end. So you might have thought someone was a good friend, and you're really getting a sense of who they are. So I see you moving away here. I see you moving away from relationships that were about power. And if you listen, there's a fair amount of psychology and historical work around the dynamic of power. And we are in, Pluto moving into Aquarius. The power is in the pen, or the power is in the information, data. That's where the power is. And like, the feminine energy is needing to sort of grasp that or take charge of that. I feel like the feminine has a lot of power, is going to have a lot of power. Because like when you collaborate, when you work together, this is divine feminine becoming a tribe. Okay. The collective becoming more of a tribe, even than has been. And, this is about situations that are unjust, or relationships that are not, that have been allowed to go on for years, months, years, decades, and no longer can that happen. Okay. So there's something about divine feminine coming together to get rid of toxic relationships, helping other women do that for themselves. There's definitely something personal coming out that's shining a light on this. And this could happen in your own personal life, where there's definitely somebody who's been very manipulative, and like that can't happen anymore. So it's not just that it's the end of something, it's the beginning of something. The new beginning is happening. The Ace of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups. So you're definitely seeing like, wow, this is like some kind of I'm just going to say this, and this I don't know how this works, but there's some kind of new channel that is opening in the divine feminine, in each person, in everybody, because we all have feminine energy in us, that we don't suffer fools. And it's very easy. It's almost like when someone lies to you, their face turns like a different color. Their face gets all muddled. Their face looks like a Picasso. Like something happens to their appearance that says, that's a lie. So there's no mistaking it. There's no mistaking it. It's very obvious now. And the something about like, I don't know. It's a physical thing. I don't know. It's a physical thing. Okay. It's their nose growing, right? It's just like, every time Pinocchio lies, his nose grows. So there's definitely something like that. And that might be like a figurative thing. But I actually feel like this is now, there's a lot more self-confidence in the divine feminine energy because of some kind of collaboration. Like the feminine has coalesced and is, really consolidating their power. And I don't know if this has to do with the divine feminine energy kind of getting together and really roar. That's what I hear. I hear roar. And it's creating something much more safe and secure than what was. So think about that Uranus in Taurus. Like, some information comes out that shakes the ground on which we walk. That now, because of that, because of this experience, we now are able to determine what is safe and secure, where we never could before. And there's a sense here of Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, and Two of Cups. There's something about working together. The feminine is working together. Look at the Justice card. Wow. Okay. So the feminine is working together. I want to get a sense of this information. Now, this could be different in each one of your lives, but I see the King of Swords here. And I almost see like this Knight of Wands is a player. Okay. So I don't know if I'm talking about relationships or what, but it's like everybody who is lying or scamming women is being outed. Right? There's something about that, being outed for scamming. Five of Swords is scamming. And that's done. The scam is over, right? There's no more scam. No more scamming. And I hate to put it this way, but like there is a sense of okay, there's Queen of Pentacles. Another queen. There's definitely something here that says, I am now empowered. I can now really see the lies. I can really see. And it's like women helping each other, women helping others to know. I definitely belong to a Facebook group like this where women help each other. And it's really kind of remarkable. But what is this Knight of Wands down here? Because Knight of Wands is like that Sagittarian energy, someone who's afraid of commitment. There can be a lot of coldness here with the King of Swords. That's done. Ten of Swords, Two of Swords, Magician, and the Five of Pentacles. So I get the feeling that there's going to be, and I want to say like, yes, there's empowerment on the side of the divine feminine. I think we've talked about that enough, actually, because this feels like the masculine energy, and this is not about gender. Okay. So why is this table shaking? I'm not even touching it. This is not about gender. This is about the masculine inside of us that has kind of removed ourselves from situations, not in a good way, kind of in a fearful way or in a cold way, just, sort of ghosted people or anything like that. Any kind of masculine energy. Think about Mars retrograding in Cancer right now. Mars retrograding in Cancer says, the masculine energy of Mars is really taking on some kind of heart-based lesson. Okay, heart-based lesson. And I feel like the masculine, those who really align with the masculine energy right now, and that doesn't, right, could be either gender fluid, could be any kind of, any person, any situation that's really aligning, forget about the masculine energy, really aligning with this, with a, like a protective, which is high vibe masculine, but using like a scammy Five of Swords manipulation to protect yourself. Like at one point that might have seemed like I'm just protecting myself, but now there's something about it that is abhorrent to people. And so you may have an experience in your own personal life where you're confused about a relationship. You don't know what this person is doing. You don't know where you stand with them. And very suddenly there's some kind of communication that like pops out of their mouth or their friend's mouth or something that clears it up, makes it crystal clear what's going on. That's what I'm talking about. So there's like no way for us to hide anymore. If we don't want a commitment, we need to say it. If we don't want to keep a friendship going, then we need to say it. We need to start communicating, right? This is not just about like masculine being scammy. Okay, I'm just not saying that. But like this is more about the feminine being making some kind of communication. I don't know, forcing the issue. That doesn't seem right to me. This is sort of just like something popping out of something popping out, and then there's a decision made because of it. The Leo full moon is going to shine a light on something that was scammy or something that was unfair or difficult. Not difficult. Something that was like maybe self-protective in the beginning, but became a lie. Okay? Became a lie. Because there's something around shame here with the Five of Pentacles. There's something around the Ten of Swords about an ending to this Knight of Wands way of being, which this encompasses. Knight of Wands encompasses like friends with benefits, situationships, lots of things that I feel like the feminine energy is saying, I'm working toward self-love, and so that stuff doesn't work for me anymore because I'm seeing that as not really what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for. And so there's just a sense of like, maybe I feel scammed by it, or maybe I feel manipulated by it. Fair enough. But there's a sense of like, okay, I'm not matching up with what's going on in the divine masculine community. And so there's a real break here where the feminine keeps moving forward, because these are the moving on cards. So the feminine is moving forward. The feminine is moving on from that and saying, I want something that feels like home. I want something that feels good and not just familiar, because I know how that can be. Sometimes you can feel familiar about things that are not good for you because they're what you're used to. But this is about finding a new home, a new way of being in relationship, or a new way of experiencing life, a new way of experiencing my life. The feminine has shifted here. And this masculine energy seems to be playing an old game. So don't get offended if you're a man watching this, because I'm not saying that men are doing this. I'm saying that our masculine energy in all of us has been kind of like self-protective and doing things that might be perceived as games. All of us. And like, what are you doing that could be perceived as a game? Instead of being honest or having the courage to say it, right? So that's kind of the thing, because I feel like people are having like zero tolerance for stuff like that anymore. Anything more about this king? What about the King of Swords? King of Swords says, all right, you want to know? I'm going to tell you. That's what I was going to do. Okay. Fool. Okay, there's the Four of Wands again, going towards something brand new. So we're going towards something brand new. I feel like the feminine just says, you know what, enough's enough. I'm moving away from you. So a lot of feminines could be ending relationships right now. A lot of the feminine energy is embracing. That's that Lilith energy. Okay, that Lilith energy of, if you don't know the story of Lilith, she was Adam's first wife who was kicked out of the Garden of Eden because she wanted to be on top during sex. And they're like, no, that's diminishing a masculine energy. And so they kicked her out and they got Eve, who's much more compliant. So I feel like Lilith is back. Talk to me about that. Lilith is back. Four of Pentacles. Now we got all the fours. Okay. And there's the Knight of Wands. There's the Three of Wands again. Judgment. So this is very same thing. Like for a long time, this has been kind of a compliant kind of experience. That's what, that when you think of Eve, you think of compliant. All right. So the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, there's been this like, okay, because you have the active principle in you, Mars, masculine, you have the active principle in you. I'm going to just kind of take that. This is what to expect. Boys will be boys kind of a thing. I'm sorry, but that's, one of the similes we could make, or one of the inferences we could draw from this. And that's what I would expect. But now this Eight of Cups and Six of Swords, judgment. Judgment is saying, blowing the horn on that one, right? Page of Cups, well, I love this. The Seven of Wands and the 10 of Wands. There's no more putting up with stuff. No more putting up with lying or cheating or manipulation or anything like that from anybody. I don't care what your gender is. No more putting up with this kind of stuff. Either you want to be in relationship with me or you don't. And I'm not going to sit around, right? Very Queen of Swords. Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords is like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Either you want to spend time with me and be in relationship with me or I'm done. Okay? And I feel like on a global level or on a, sort of a collective level, this can be about making a new agreement, like some kind of information coming out suddenly that forces us to talk, that forces us to say, okay, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable to me, and you're not going to get what you want. So we've got to come to some kind of new agreement. Okay? Because Queen of Swords is like, no, got to come to some kind of new agreement. Seven of Cups, confusion, Hierophant, about commitment. There's the Two of Cups and the King of Swords. Okay, I feel like the masculine has a lot to say. And this is Aquarius energy. We've got Pluto in Aquarius, like I said. We have, what else was I saying? Obviously, the sun in Aquarius right now. Mercury's in Aquarius, 26 degrees. And that's an opposition, right? The moon and the sun. The moon is in Leo and the sun is in this sign of Aquarius. So moon is about our feelings and what really is going on inside of us. The sun says, we got to shine a light on this nonsense. Okay. We got to shine a light on everybody who's being disingenuous in a commitment or a relationship. So I feel like a lot of you who are in like the end stages of a relationship, but not really sure what to say about it, this full moon may bring some kind of record scratch disruption moment where you get an opportunity. Okay. This full moon may bring about some kind of a leveling of the playing field at work so you can assert some power here. Okay. And this is feminine power. So this is about birthing some kind of agreement. It's like, this is the new agreement. We're coming up with a new agreement. And there is definitely some kind of balance of power here. So whatever was lied about or whatever was cheated or on or stolen or something like that, it could come out that that happened. And the other person's feminine energy, doesn't have to be a feminine person, the other person's feminine energy says, okay, now we see like the playing field is now level and this is unacceptable. So what are we going to do about it? Because whoever is being outed has diminished power because of it. Okay. And so if they had power before, they have diminished power now. So let's keep going with this. I want to look at what we don't see coming. I'm going to look at the exact day of the 12th. And let's go ahead, 30 days from then. This does feel like a new beginning happening. There are going to be I feel like a lot of this Aquarian energy, okay, Pluto in Aquarius, is going to say, okay, yep, you're right. This was no bueno. But so is that. And so is that. And so is that. And so let's put everything on the table and let's decide the way forward from here. Wow. Boy, I know this full moon in Leo is going to pack a wallop. Okay. So link is below if you want to continue on with me. If this is your story, I'll see you over there. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.